welcome to Old Man Energy. I'm your host, Flint Anderson, and appreciate you either joining us for the first time or if you are back for more, then that's even better. I appreciate that. Hope you guys are getting something out of it and some entertainment and some value. I want to touch base on a couple of things real quick here. Des is not joining me today and do not have a guest, but there was some stuff I wanted to talk about. I wanted to touch base on. Ashton, our youngest, is getting ready to leave for the military, and he's 18, growing up, getting ready to get out on his own, and he is really struggling. He's struggled with growing up. He's struggled with getting older, and I mean, it's been a long time since I was there, but when we were talking and I'm going through this with him, this time as a dad, instead of being the kid going through the problems, it really brought a lot home. And I just want to share with you younger guys out there that may be struggling with this transition from mom and dad's house out to making your own way in your own life in the world. And understand this is my experience in dealing with my kiddos and with Ashton specifically. So if any of this hits home, awesome. I hope it helps. If not, then if you've got some medical stuff going on or you got things that are going on, then absolutely go get what you need. No shame in reach out to anybody, ask for help, whether that's a mentor, whether that's a parent, whether that's a doctor, it does not matter. A lot of young men are really struggling right now with that transition. And I'd say right now, it's struggling in general with the transition, just from moving from being a young guy and kid into getting out there and making our own way in the world and finding our purpose. And a lot of times those feelings we really have trouble exploring. We don't know what's going on. And sometimes it manifests with Ashton. He felt like he was depressed. He felt like he was uncomfortable. He felt like the world was changing a little too quickly for him. And man, I didn't remember those feelings for many, many years. But as soon as he started talking about them, all came back. And learning how to deal with those is a challenge because, I mean, it's always been, all right, well, mom and dad are there if you were lucky enough to have a mom and dad, or mom was there or dad was there. But then we've always, as a kid, had somebody else to rely on. And when it starts to dawn on you, especially as a guy, that it's up to you. Oh my goodness, that's scary. Plus, you're leaving the nest, and we romanticize it with all these fancy words, but basically, it's just to cover up the discomfort and the bad feelings of moving out on your own. Now, granted, once that's done and you're on the other side of it, it's pretty exciting. And life is struggle in general. But once you get a taste of that freedom, I know most people will embrace it. Most guys, especially, will really embrace it and enjoy it and really don't want to go back. But when you're in the big middle of it, man, it can really mess with your head. You can get scared. You can get upset, feel uncomfortable, have a lot of anxiety because you don't know what's going on. You're not sure what you're going to be doing, what's going to be happening. And those feelings are okay. And they're normal. It doesn't make you weird. It doesn't take anything away from you as a man. It doesn't take anything away from you as a young person growing up. They're all normal. It's okay to be scared. You should be scared. It's going to help you be cautious. It's going to help you not make rash decisions. But more importantly, you don't let that fear control you, because giving up your autonomy and your life as an individual person and the family that you will eventually have, if that's the path that you choose or whatever your path as an adult is, you don't want to sacrifice that out of fear and then just stay at your parents' house, be locked in your parents' basement, and understand you can live an autonomous life. And I get it, housing is just abysmal right now for young people starting out, unless you want to have 4 or 5 roommates. It's expensive, what have you. But you don't have to be the cliche of living in mom and dad's basement, playing video games all day. You don't have to be that. If you are going to college or you're just starting out and you're having to stay at mom and dad's house or relative's house, wherever, because it really doesn't matter, but having to stay there just because of financial reasons, well, you don't have to give up your autonomy in that. Now, granted, you're living in somebody else's house, so yeah, you need to follow the rules that they have and what have you. But you can still be making good financial choices. You can be working. You can be caring for the house as if it were your own. You can be taking control of your own life and use that as a stepping stone moving forward, even if you're sleeping in your childhood bedroom. And the way you mitigate and the way you control that is you set your own goals, you have your plans, and you work towards them every day. May not be ideal when you start out. And guess what? No circumstance is ever ideal when you start out. the first place you get is probably not going to be a great place. It'll be chaotic if you have roommates. It'll be small. It'll be not what you're used to. And you're going to make some of the best memories of your life in there. I know first apartment I really had on my own away from family or friends or anything else was two lawn chairs, a TV that didn't exactly work right, and a pallet on the floor. And I was super excited to have it because I got it on my own. That was many, many years ago. I hadn't thought about that in a long time. So that excitement will come on the backside of that fear as long as you face it. And if you're choosing to go in the military, you're choosing to go away to college, you're choosing to go and experience some adventures that you've never experienced before, you're going to be upset. You're going to be scared. You're going to have a lot of anxiety. And don't push those down. Share them with somebody you trust. Talk about them. Write them down. Make sure that you're clear on your purpose and where you're going and what you're doing. As long as you focus on the future and don't let those emotions and those fears control you, you're unstoppable. You can do whatever you want as long as you continue to pursue it and continue to make things happen. Just remember, it's okay to be scared. It's not okay to let it control you. Feelings that I had when I was young too. I think I'm going to have him sit in with me before he leaves, and we're going to talk about this specifically because I don't want to just be some old guy sitting here talking to you younger kids and or you younger men, not discounting you by calling you kids. I don't want to be that guy that's just, oh, well, he doesn't understand. It was too long ago. Things were different back then. So I'm going to have him jump on here. But I wanted to get this message out there really quick and let you guys know it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be afraid of things. It's okay to do things that you're afraid of as long as you don't let that control you. Appreciate y'all joining me. If this hits for you, make sure you subscribe and you're notified about all of our upcoming episodes. We're throwing some bonus episodes in there for you. And coming up on the holidays, we're going to be recording some cool stuff and maybe a little bit of controversial stuff too. So you want to stick around for that. Love you guys. Peace.